يا هلا والله وسهلا فيكم جميع وحياكم الله في فقرة جديدة لكم يا مجتمع كول اوف ديوتي، ألا وهي طبعا كثير منكم ما يدري ان احنا نسوي بثوث أسبوعية لدوري كود العالمي كل أسبوع جمعة وسبت وأحد من الساعة 9 بالليل حتى الساعة 2 بعد منتصف الليل. نتابع فيها مباريات دوري كود العالمي مع ضيوف من صراحة نخبة اللي موجودين في مشهد الرياضات الإلكترونية عندنا. أحيانا نستضيف صناع محتوى، أحيانا سواليف أخوياي نجيبهم، في كمية تنوع جدا رهيبة. ويا رب ان احنا نشوفك اليوم الساعة 9 طبعا زي ما قلت لكم كل اسبوع جمعة سبت واحد نسوي بثوث جدا طويلة للدوري. الفقرة هذه هي مقابلات مع اللاعبين الاجانب، مع اللاعبين الاساطير اللي موجودين اليوم في مشهد كول اوف ديوتي الاحترافي. اليوم عندنا جو ديسيفز، واحد من اقوى اللاعبين، تكلم كثير عن المملكة، عن لعبه، عن المباريات اللي لعبها، عن مسيرته كلاعب. يعني كان هاوي، كان يلعب في التشالنجرز. اللي يبغى يعرف وش التشالنجرز والاشياء ذي كلها جايتكم ان شاء الله سلسلة بتجوز لكم قريبا. استمتعوا بالمقابلة، اعطوني رأيكم على الفلو، السير، النقاش. بإذن الله راح يكون في الحلقات الأخرى للمقابلات الجاية بتنزل لكم خلال هذا الأسبوع. أول شيء استمتعوا بالمقابلة ونشوفكم الليلة الساعة 9 وفي كل ويكند جمعة وسبت وأحد. إلى أن نلقاكم. Joseph.
What's good, man? How you doing?
Hi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can.
Can you see us?
Yes, yeah.
Welcome to the Arabian Watch Party, Joseph. We are so happy to have you.
Thank you, guys.
I would like to start by introducing my friends with me here in the studio. I have two of the best Saudi E-League players in Call of Duty, Majoudi and also Bandar. They are from Saudi Arabia. They play in the Saudi E-League. Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. It means the world to me and to all of us.
I appreciate you guys for inviting me, like I said.
Thank you so much. Let us start by today's game. You guys deserved it. I think it was a clean 3-1. As always, you are very consistent. As I told you on Twitter, you are the best SMG in the game. So tell us about today's match.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's pretty simple. I mean, I feel like no one really did like anything crazy on our team. It was a pretty like normal series. Like besides Toby had what, 17 map 2?
Yep.
Obviously we lost that map. We definitely could have played that a lot better, me personally especially. But besides that, I feel like the respawns were pretty simple. Like nothing really, was like out of the ordinary.
Yeah.
Pretty.
I mean, it didn't feel like you guys had beans back. I mean, you played with Merculus. You guys did amazing, and you are keeping that momentum. What do you think was there anything different playing besides Merculus in the finals?
Yeah, I feel like I think it definitely changed the way Jamie played because Ben and Jamie, like Ben, I guess is like little. I'm gonna explain it. It's not that he's slower, but he plays like different spots than what Merc would play. So for Jamie, it would like change up where he had to play, especially at the event. So now coming back to it, it's like okay, Ben's now like where Jamie was before at the event. So it's kind of been like a bit of kind of getting back to how we're used to playing. But yeah, I think besides that, I mean, the respawns felt fine for the most part, and yeah.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. I think Merculus surprised us all. I think he was amazing in the most of the series. Do you think he'll make it one day? I think he deserves it. Definitely,
100% he'll make it.
Yeah.
He was really good. I feel like you see a lot of these challenger players come in and struggle with like adapting or figuring out how to play in the league, and he came in and instantly played like that. Like obviously he came onto a good team, but I mean, there's not many people who could play as well as he did at their first event, especially just spawning into a pro event with no practice with the team. So yeah, I mean, the kid's good.
We wish him all the best, and we hope we can get him on an interview here with us. Speaking of challenger players, how was your journey, Joe, back in the challengers, and who inspired you to be a pro player in the CDL?
Yeah, my journey was completely different than about 99% of people. I obviously got a name off of playing ranked, and became friends with a lot of pros through that. And then I start challenges. A lot of people start like top 16, top 32. And I spawned in on the best challenger team and on an academy team for a pro team on LAG Academy. So that was definitely different than most people. Then we go on to win the major one. We also played at the pro-am, so we played against pro teams. We did pretty well there. And like I said, we won major one in the open, and got picked up immediately. And what was your other question again? Sorry.
Who inspired you? Who inspired you?
Yeah. When I was growing up, like 13, mostly like at World War II, I saw Kenny on a TK when he was just running it down, just like a very aggressive sub, and he was frying, and that was like someone I like wanted to play like in the sense of just putting on pace, but still making good decisions like immediately just off your head. Yeah, that was probably like the biggest inspiration for my gameplay is. But I think besides that, after that year, I kind of started watching just to watch and just enjoyed watching COD. So.
And you now are inspiring us all, to be honest. And I would like to give you some context to all of this. So we've been watching CDL. I've told this Snoopy as well. We've been watching CDL for a while now. And, Vegas Falcons is a Saudi organization, and they got into the CDL. That move was so big. We wanted to match it with 100%. Something with a community level. So we decided to launch the first Arabian watch party. Now, some of the questions will seem silly, will sound silly. However, we watched you, Joe. You immediately, grabbed our attention. You are so consistent. One of the best SMGs in the game, honestly. How do you keep yourself consistent? Of course, you're talented, and we know that. However, there is some sort of preparations that you might be doing, I think, and to keep yourself locked in, especially in those long series, tough series. What's your secret, Joseph?
Genuinely, it's confidence. I mean, I've been told since, I turned 18 that I could easily be one of, if not the best player in the game, or, up there with the greats because I'm just due to my talent. And it took me a bit to find that. Obviously, last year and even the year prior, I wasn't really good up until like the last two events last year at Champs EWC. So it definitely took me a while. Like I said before, it is hard to transition from challengers to pro and even just find your footing. But I had a great support staff around me, especially on LAT. I had the coaches always believing in me, my teammates always believing in me, even when they benched me. So they would always tell me, like I said, JCap especially would always tell me like I have the talent to be the best player in the game, and it's literally just up to myself. And it definitely took me a while to get that confidence, but I feel like I've gotten that now. I generally don't think there's no one that I'm like ever scared to go up against, especially like I feel like I'm better than everyone. So that's one thing that whether it's just you telling yourself that, and even if you don't believe in it, like eventually you will, or you just believe it. And I don't know. It's just
and I think that's that's even a positive confidence. I mean, you respect everyone. You don't troll. I mean, you always take gunfights seriously, and I think this is what makes you special, Joseph. Honestly, this takes me to one of the things that we have the Arabian community are always questioning and debating. Does it feel like a job to you, Joseph, being a pro player?
No, not at all. I mean, like I said, you could ask anyone that I've ever played under. All I do is play this game. Now I'm starting to get more into streaming it too, but even when I wasn't, I was always playing this game, whether it was like wagers or just playing like a free-for-all against my friends or, something of that aspect. Majority of my time be playing this game. I also take breaks too, just because, as much as I do love this game, I don't want to get burnt out. So, I have my days where I just won't play it, just like, give myself a little break from it, but it never feels like a job. I generally just enjoy it.
How many hours do you guys scrim a day?
I'm trying to think. Like from actually just scrim time, probably like 6 hours, I would say.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, there's been a rumor going around into our Arabian community that pro players are actually being held accountable for 8 hours of scrims. But I don't think this is the case.
Well, I don't know about 8 hours. That's kind of insane. I'm trying to think. Like, because we'll get here like an hour before a scrim and just, make sure we're all up, whatever, eat. But like actual just like when we start our scrim from 2 to like 8 at the latest, I would say. Sometimes 8:30, so you can say 6 to 6.5 hours, but there's also a break in between there, so yeah, probably like 6 hours, I would say.
Yeah.
Definitely not 8, a little bit.
Oh yeah. So I would like to talk now a little bit about EWC, and you guys were in Saudi last year, right?
Mm-hmm.
How was Saudi Arabia? What clicked for you? Like, what was the best memory you have from last year?
The best moment? Definitely, like, playing in that finals. It was my first finals, or even just making the run. We beat Toronto map 5. Kremp had 15. That was an insane map 5.
Yeah.
Obviously, we 3-0'd Vancouver. We also played FaZe in the finals. We had some good moments there. That event was just ran very, very well. I think besides, like, the format, I would like double eliminate, but can't ask for too much. Even getting there the day before we even started playing, just seeing like the city and what they built is just insane. I remember I was just mind blown, like just seeing like the full city. Obviously we take like these little like golf carts like to go around. And it's just the players' lounge is insane. The hotel's insane. That event is definitely probably my favorite that we'll get hopefully for years to come.
Of course you'll be with us this year, Joe. right?
Yes, I know that. Yeah,
That's gonna be
100%.
amazing. We are looking very much forward to have you again in Saudi Arabia, and we will be on stage. I was on stage in most of your matches. I mean, it was really insane. Now, So EWC just started almost like 1 year ago, and when you look at the prize pools and the format of both CTL champs and EWC, I think people like players are starting to realize that EWC is as important as champs. Do you agree with that?
100%. I mean, even just like take the event out of the equation, just the prize pool. I mean, I think that is the second biggest prize pool we'll have. That's, you know, closest to champs, especially. So people are definitely going to, even after champs, I mean, you're always going to put as much effort as you did into champs going to CWC. At least for me, you know, I can't speak for everyone because maybe there's some people that don't, but I genuinely always do. We literally talked about it last year. Like, you know, some teams are going to slack off because they think it's just not champs.
Yep.
But that event is 100% like a second champs in a sense.
Fantastic.
And like I said before, we're traveling out to, you know, we're going out to Saudi, and it's an insane event. So, you know, we want to enjoy as much as we can and be on that stage as long as we can. So, yeah, 100%.
Fantastic. So, I have this is one of our last questions. So I've been asked this question today, actually, while we were watching the games. The Arabian community is wondering why they don't have their. I'm not sure if you can answer this question or not, but they are wondering why don't we have our own region of challengers? What do you think the reason is?
I genuinely don't know. You guys definitely should though. I mean, I'm pretty sure they still host like APAC or like Australia Challengers.
Yeah, they do.
You know, respectfully, I mean, it's not, you know, it's pretty dead. At least I've had people tell me that too. So, you know, it's not, you know, it's not, it's not very popular. And I know, you know, Ben actually used to live in Dubai and play against like people in, you know, in Saudi and whatnot. And he actually sent me a picture of him like winning an event there. But like he tells me all the time like how passionate like you guys are. And yeah, 100% they should have their own challenger region.
We've been in the comp Call of Duty for since the start. I mean, since Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare. So and hopefully we can see that coming to life soon. My last question, Joe, and I'm so sorry this has been too long, but
you're good, don't worry.
I've heard an intel that you are one of the Rocket League fans. You love this game.
Yes, I am. I love Rocket League.
Are you going to be in the stage in WC this year? Seeing you watching the games?
Sadly, we won't be there. I don't think the same time. But I went to Rocket League Worlds last year and watched that, and that was a great experience. I've watched Rocket League for about 2-3 years now. And that's actually a really big reason why I'm like very supportive of like the Falcons teams, like especially in the league, because I've seen like, you know, the fan base Saudi can have, and when obviously you guys have a very good team and like are super competitive. So I've been, you know, sticking it up for you guys. So because I want to see that here, just like I did with Gentlemates, you know, seeing them at Madrid, and yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, we are too. So what would you say to all of the audience that loves you, Joe? I mean, I have 1,000 plus people here cheering for you. What would you say to them, all from Saudi?
Genuinely, I mean, I appreciate them. I mean, I see them whether in streams or, you know, on Twitter all the time. Like, I genuinely appreciate it. I see it everywhere, and it actually just gives you more fuel to, you know, be the best I can be, just to validate their support, just so they know that they can actually believe in me, and, you know. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate them so much.
Having you, Joe, has been an absolute pleasure to all of us. Thank you so much for being so humble to accept my invitation. We are looking very much forward to see you in Saudi too.
Yes, sir. I'm very excited to go there.
Thank you so much, Joseph, and we will see you in the next one.
All right, man. You have a good one.
Wish you all the best. All right. Bye-bye.
مقابلة جميلة. والله جامد.
أسطوري الآدمي.
والله جامد.
والله أسطوري. هذه هي يا أخوان. انتهت المقابلة مع جو. أعتقد أنه سمعتوا كلام الرجل، جدا متحمس لإي WC. بدع في مباراتهم اليوم، وحلو إنه جاينا بنفسية جدا حلوة.
يا شينا لو كان خسران.
أي والله شيء. صراحة
الحمد لله والله.
ايش رايكم في كلامه؟ اتوقع فهمتوا معظم كلامه صح؟ ايش رايكم في تعليقه على التشالنجرز؟ يقول انه الايباك
استراليا زبالين. والله يقول ان استراليا
يقول بريتي ديد، يقول مع احترامي يقول ميت الريجن ذاك وعندهم تشالنجر، ويقول اتوقع ان يسوونها في ميدل ايست
قريب ان شاء الله باذن الله.
اتمنى والله يا عيال. سالناه عن اكثر من شيء يا اخوان، جدا متحمس للاي دبليو سي، ويقول انه اللاعبين الان بدأوا يعني يعتبرونه اكسترا تشامب،
ثاني اقوى جائزه.
يب صح.
طبيعي بيهتمون له.
ونعم يحب روكيت ليج، وبتشوفونه يتابعها.
فالكونز قاعد يمدح تيم
تابعهم.
ما ركزت والله، قال فالكونز.
اي قال تيم فالكون جامدين في وقت.
ايه نايس. اتمنى انكم استمتعتوا يا شباب جميعا، وابغى زي ما قلت لكم احد عنده اضافه على مقابله جو.
الحمد لله.
ايش رايكم في شيء جذب انتباهكم؟ انا اشوف الرجال ما شاء الله يعني ثابت وهادي حتى في المقابلات.
اي والله صادق،
مروق مره.
متحمس تحس معطي المقابله حقها صدق.
جدا ما ادري كم خذنا معه، 10 دقائق اتوقع
تقريبا. لا اقل
اقل صح؟
يب
أقل.
تقريبا 8 دقائق.